Welcome back to the Education Hub. Today we have 6 top tips dedicated to all the new teachers out there who are gearing up for their first day of school. Whether you're a fresh graduate or transitioning from a different career, we've got you covered with some invaluable tips to make your first day a breeze. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. Tip number 1, establishing a positive atmosphere. Okay, now creating a positive and welcoming atmosphere is crucial. Okay, greet your kids at the door, with a smile, shake their hand. All right, for example, direct your students to their seats, ensure that they know where they're going to be sitting, obviously, and have an assignment on their desk ready to go. Okay, that kind of lets them know that you mean business. Okay, now when you're ready to begin class, obviously introduce yourself and make them feel comfortable. Set the tone for a supportive learning environment from the get-go. That's very, very crucial here. Now, I also would recommend that you have a table, okay, set up outside your classroom, next to your door with 3 clipboards, okay? And on each clipboard, for example, clipboard number 1, you'd want to know how students are going to get home that day. On the second clipboard, how students are going to go home normally. And the third clipboard, a parent volunteer sign-up sheet. And I also would have maybe a jar or a bowl of mints or something for parents and plenty of pens, okay? And then obviously you're going to greet the parent as they come up with their child if they do, okay? All right, so I think that would be a great thing to do right from the very start. Okay, now let's move on to tip number 2. Organize your classroom. I can't say this enough. Organization is the key. Okay, take your time to set up your classroom before the first day. Now, let me be clear about something. Does it have to be perfect? No, it doesn't have to be perfect. But on the other hand, you don't want clutter hanging around. Okay, you want your resources in an appropriate area. Okay, let's see. As far as bulletin boards are concerned, does all your bulletin boards need to be set up ready to go? Absolutely not. What I would do, at least on, for that first day, is have one bulletin board set up. I call it my evergreen bulletin board with school policy letters, etc. Save the other bulletin boards for student work as time goes on. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it does. So everything does not need to be perfect. Okay. Now, I do have something that I think would really pay off for you, okay? And it doesn't cost hardly anything. Get you several brown paper bags. And you're probably wondering, what in the world is he talking about, brown paper bags? Okay, well, you're going to label each of these bags, all right? For example, notebook paper, colored pencils, regular pencils, Fiskar scissors, Kleenex, and anything else that you have your children bring in that first day. That way, when they come in, they could drop it off in the appropriate bag and you don't have a big cluster, a mountain of stuff somewhere in your class. It's all, pretty much organized. Now, do you need to use brown paper bags? No, but it's very cheap. You use milk crates or whatever you want to do, So, but anyway, that has really worked well for me. And I think that would really pay off for you as well. Okay. That's all part of organization. Okay, let's talk about tip number 3. Plan engaging icebreakers, okay? Icebreakers are a fantastic way to build rapport with your students. Plan fun and interactive activities that allow everyone to get to know each other. Now, this helps to begin to build a sense of community within your classroom, okay? And I will say that building community is very, very critical, and it's going to take time. I don't want you to think, especially, being a new teacher, that building community is going to automatically happen after a 45-minute icebreaker activity. It's not going to happen. Okay, it may take a few weeks. It may take a month. It may take 6 months. The key to remember, building a sense of community, I'm talking authentic community, is going to take time, okay? But it's very, very important. I can't state that enough. Okay. Another surefire way that you could establish a good, authentic sense of community is conducting morning meetings. How long should they take? anywhere maybe 10 to 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be all that long, but I think it's a very, very important thing to do. All right. Now, another thing, as far as, planning, lesson planning and stuff like that. Well, I would like you to have at least a dozen or more activities. Now, this is above and beyond your engaging icebreaker activities on your desk, ready to go. Okay. I've always done this on the corner of my desk. I had stacked up crisscrossed at least a good dozen, maybe 12 to 15 additional activities that I could pull out at a moment's notice if there was ever a lull in the class. Okay. So I think that'll pay off for you big time. All right. Let's move into tip number 4. Be flexible and adaptable. Okay. Everything is not going to go 100% the way you want it. Okay. I want you to realize that right now. Flexibility is a must for any teacher, whether you're new or seasoned. It doesn't matter. Be prepared for the unexpected and be ready to adapt your plans as needed. Do you remember a minute ago I talked about the need to have additional activities stacked up? Okay, that's the thing. Remember, things may not always go as planned, but just know it's okay. All right? All right. Now, let's go ahead. I want to talk about moving on to tip 5 here. Establish clear expectations. Clearly communicate your expectations from day one. This includes your classroom rules. By the way, it would really be beneficial to have your students participate in rulemaking. That would give them buy-in. All right. Talk about your grading policies or any other important information that you feel is necessary. A structured environment fosters a positive learning experience for both you and your students. Begin to discuss classroom procedures. The main ones, at least on day number 1, how to come into the classroom, how are they going to exit the classroom, how do they go ahead and ask you that they need to use the restroom or to sharpen a pencil or to ask you a question. Those simple things need to be discussed on that first day, at least. And then you can go ahead and add more as the days go on. And I would go ahead and explain, model, and rehearse each procedure that you want them to do, okay, over the next several days. As a matter of fact, I've gone as long as doing this for the entire 30 days. But after that, I promise you, your class will be on automatic pilot, okay? So again, explain your procedure. You need to model it, and then you need to rehearse it over and over and over till it works like clockwork, all right? So very important there. All right, now our last tip, reflect and learn. After that first day and the kids go home, you have some think time, I want you to go ahead and get a journal, okay, and write down what went well and what you can improve for the next time. Learning from each experience helps you grow as an educator. It's all part of the journey, all right? So, having said that, new teachers, you've got this. Remember, the first day may come with nerves, okay? It's going to be nerve-wracking, but it's okay. But with preparation and a positive mindset, I assure you, you're going to set the stage for a successful school year. And if you found these tips to be helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more valuable content, and best of luck on your first day. And here's to a fantastic school year ahead. Thanks for watching.